From a warehouse basement on the wrong side of the tracks, this is Dee.
Yeah, what's up?
And Candy V.
Let's get into this.
Episode 2, Morality is Chaos.
There was a conversation that you and I had many years ago, and I'm wondering if you remember this, where we spoke about the shooting of Old Yeller, the dog.
I don't recall the conversation.
Do you know about Old Yeller?
I do.
Okay.
I have never seen the movie, though.
You don't need to know that it's about a boy and his dog, and at the end, the dog has rabies, and the dad is going to be like, well, we got to do the right thing, and the boy's like, no, Pa, he was my dog.
I'll do it.
I'm going to do it. It ought to be me.
Yeah.
And then he blows the brains out of his loving dog because he had rabies. Anyway, so I think it was in one of the Talkies episodes or something, but it came up like as a reference joke.
Yeah.
And you were like, I never understood that. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're like, well, you're just going to kill him because he's sick. And I'm like, oh, you have to because it's rabies and it's dangerous. And then we had a full-on debate about whether
I don't remember
it was
this at
okay
all.
to shoot the dog.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
This is like completely gone from my memory.
You were making a strong case for the fact that why are we treating the dog differently than we would anyone else we loved?
I don't recall this conversation, though, because I'm thinking about it now immediately, just reactionary to the kid shooting the dog. And I would say, yeah, that was probably the good thing to do.
Doesn't bother you? Were you just messing with me?
I was probably just messing with you.
Damn.
I really don't remember.
I felt like it was a pretty heated conversation.
It may have been.
Because I was ribbing you a bit, and I was like, come on. I'm like, come on, no, you got to shoot the dog. And you were like, would you shoot your daughter if, she had rabies? And I was like, well, what do you do? And you even came up with like a scenario where you could like keep him tied up and separate from other animals and just help him be as comfortable as he can until he dies.
I don't remember this.
You don't have to. That's okay.
Okay.
I'm just telling you how it went.
No, the thing is that
it was you.
The thing is, I don't side with that view at the moment.
Maybe you've done some growing since then.
Oh, or some heroin.
Maybe you've done some psychedelics since then.
Right.
Formed some new brain pathways.
Or broke some.
Yeah, disrupted the neural pathways. You lost empathy for animals.
That's probably what it was. I lost my empathy for animals.
Point is, it came to my mind because I was thinking about morality and where it comes from and what it is. And I was thinking about like with animals in particular, we have laws that prevent cruelty against animals, but if we're cruel to animals in such a way that it provides us with a cure to a disease, we're all cool with that,
right?
Because that feels good,
right? And
so what it all boiled down to was our morals are just feelings. That's the question.
It is, yeah.
Is morality just how you feel about something?
Yeah. There was a conversation that I had with ChatGPT, and I can't remember if I've talked about this before, but it was about morality. And it was I was asking ChatGPT to basically try to convince me of God's existence. And there was two ways to do it. I forgot what the second way was, but the first way was morality, basically. Like, where does morality come from? Is there an objective morality that everybody has? And this godlike or God-seeking ChatGPT basically made the point that if there's no objective morality, that if God doesn't have that perfect morality that we all strive to be, then it's just feelings. And I'm like, yeah. And then it's like, and you're okay with that? And I'm like, yeah. And then it dawned on me that I was like, people aren't okay with this? Is this like a general feeling?
I guess so. I mean, you've heard the people push back against like atheists.
Yeah.
For with the idea that like without God we would be
lawless
wild creatures that would just kill indiscriminately, you know?
And Alex O'Connor's response to that was, I mean, we're not now. I mean, I'm an atheist and I don't do that.
That's what he would say, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He might be killing people.
Oh,
That's
I
my
see.
point.
I see.
He's not going to just say on his YouTube show, be like, yeah, sure, you're not murdering and raping people all day, Alex. Yeah, heathen.
Wink, wink, wink.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess it's scary. I don't know, because it doesn't feel that way to me, but I feel like maybe some people see it as scary that the human psyche is the deciding factor
Yeah,
on whether everybody agrees or not,
sure.
whether we should kill or not,
Right.
in morality.
Well, it's like finding out that the world's actually being run by, I don't know, some impulsive animal instead of...
Because it is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess, because it doesn't, like, fill me with dread to know that there is no objective morality.
Yeah.
But I wonder for those who really believe in the concept, if it's akin to like cosmic horror.
I suppose so. Like staring into the void.
Or just being confronted with something that is so far out of your ability to understand. Like the whole world crumbles
Right.
once I have seen something that I just didn't think should exist.
Has that ever happened to you personally?
No, I've only read about it in stories.
Not so much in the cosmic horror sense, but I mean in the sense that everyone's had existential dread at some point in their life.
Yeah, no, I guess it has. I mean, just in the loss of faith and religious conviction
Right.
experience, there were definitely moments.
Did you have like a disengagement part where like you're seeing, for example, because I grew up Christian, and I know that there was a time period in there where I started thinking about heaven and that specific thought of what it was like to be in the afterlife, and that screwed me up. That was like a lot of people talk about their separation from Christianity being they're not trustworthy in God, like they don't believe that God could ignore certain things and do other things. Whereas for me, it was very much on the idea of heaven and why, because heaven felt like a kind of torture to me, where it was like you are, they don't use the word curse, but it felt like you were cursed to be forever alive, to always be in this one space and live eternally.
Right.
With no end in sight. That
Stuck.
fills me with absolute dread.
Right.
So that was a big thing for me. What about for you in the sense of morality? Was there one for you?
Most of what comes to my mind was a sense of being freed
Yeah.
when I let go of
Well, that's good.
the idea of an objective morality. I mean, I had a lot of my like younger self was hiding and denying things because I was told they were morally wrong.
Right.
Right?
And that would make sense from a super structured religion like yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the most obvious ones was just being I was young and in love, right? I was with my partner since I was 16.
Right.
Still with her today. And feeling like anything anything physical that is supposed to remain for the married only.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
That was something that was hard written in the morality from God.
Interesting.
So I felt like crap most of the time.
That's interesting.
until that got out of the way. And then I went, oh, maybe I could be happy about that. Maybe I should feel joy that we loved each other
Right.
and liked each other's bodies. And
Right.
maybe that shouldn't be shameful. And
That's so interesting in the sense of morality. Like I've never thought about, I've always thought about, quote unquote, what's the fuck is the word they say? Premarital sex is wrong, right? I've always had that idea when I was growing up, but it never felt, I guess, morally wrong. Like I was doing something that was not.
Lucky you. That's interesting because I think in at least in Mormonism,
Yeah.
the word morality, if you just drop that word, just morality in a Mormon context, minds will all go directly to sex. The
Interesting.
term morality is just intertwined with
Wow.
sexuality
That's crazy.
first and foremost.
That's
They're
crazy.
not thinking about like the trolley problem and stuff like that. They're thinking about are you morally pure?
Wow.
Well, I don't masturbate. I don't look at porn, so I guess I'm morally correct.
You did tell me about that in the sense of, which I just find insane. A lot of the stuff that you've told me about Mormonism is just really crazy to me. But like one of them was like public shaming, basically, where you would stand in the church or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly what you said.
I think I was talking to you about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, is that what it was?
Because I went to a Jehovah's Witness meeting while I was a Mormon missionary in England, and there is a kind of shaming that happens in Mormonism for sure.
Yeah.
But what I saw there was like next level.
Like
where
someone stands up and
in front of acknowledges their sin to the whole congregation. And
that's crazy.
yeah, it was really intense. Yeah. Mormon shame is more in the form of like rumor mill stuff.
Oh, I see.
It's like, did you hear why so-and-so is not participating in the sacrament today? I heard he's unworthy.
I guess that makes sense in the
Heard
community.
he got a little handy on Friday night with his girlfriend.
He got a little handy.
Little over the clothes action.
Little dry humping.
Necking and heavy petting.
Oh, God.
Sexiest words ever.
Oh, yeah. Heavy petting.
We're gonna escalate from petting to heavy petting. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, those things were like written in stone by the finger of God. Might
Right.
as well have been.
So that's very much a morality based
Yeah.
behavior. That's interesting. Yeah, no, for me it was not that way. It may have been just because of the structure of religion that I was in, it being Protestant, a very modern sense of Christianity, where it's just you go to church, praise God, and then keep it in your mind as you go about your life until the next Sunday.
Yeah. So taking religion out of it, because that's like an imposed morality.
Sure.
Versus the sense of morality that kind of naturally bubbles up in each individual. I'm guessing that societies in general tend to always lean towards murder equals bad,
Right.
because enough of us as individuals feel like murder is bad,
Yeah.
and for no other reason.
Right. And I think that's based on just biology, just your natural instinct to want to survive and thus not commit murder to other people of your same, what do you call it? Species. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To try to collectively survive.
Why do we care?
About that?
Yeah, about defining something as being moral or not.
That's
Like the
interesting.
very
Yeah.
concept of it,
It could be because I think a lot of society is based on that, right? On like the agreements that we make with each other. For example, you and I right now are sitting in a studio that is owned by another person, and in order for us to be here, we have to make certain agreements. In order for them to have owned the studio, they had to make certain agreements.
Social contract.
Yeah, and I think built underneath all that is the a unifying somehow metric that all of us can abide to. And in this case,
Yeah.
it's law, and the law that we abide to is also based, I think, reductively on
Yeah.
biology.
Well, and it's fascinating. Well, I wonder though, where the line is with biology being a part of it, because, like, say for example, we have laws almost everywhere about what they call indecent exposure or
Okay.
indecency,
Right.
or any kind of indecent or lewd acts,
Right.
where something is literally defined with a term that is not specific, right? So we have laws that are based around some kind of vague concept of what is decent,
Right.
right? Or what is appropriate and what is inappropriate. That's kind of shit. It messes with my head.
It's fuzzy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think, and it says so in the law. I can't remember what article it would be in, but I do remember reading it at one point, and it's saying basically it's for case-to-case basis that if you say get sued for indecent exposure and then it's brought up to a judge, it's then the judge's
right. Yeah.
Based on what they find.
Their feelings.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's super interesting. Yeah. Because that is directly a feeling-based thing.
Right. So, okay. So this is why it's worth talking about this.
Yeah.
Because morality is chaos. And that's kind of terrifying if you think about it.
I guess that's the reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Because let's see. I was listening to someone was interviewing Malcolm Gladwell. Actually, he was on Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's why.
Oh, nice.
Malcolm Gladwell, and he was talking about the phenomenon of the different outcomes that someone going through a criminal proceedings, different outcomes they get from the judge based on how long it's been since the judge ate.
Yeah, I've read actually Malcolm talk about that in one of his books.
Yeah. So it's insane. It's like night and day difference. Like your likelihood to get a favorable sentence, or a lighter parole, dramatically changes.
Yeah.
If they have eaten recently or not, right? So
is it fair?
Yeah, we're just at the whims of feeling, and maybe that's why it's terrifying to imagine a world where morality is not intrinsically sewn into our fabric of being. Right.
Yeah, that things can just change. But I think that's the kind of I don't know. I feel like that's a good thing, though. As soon as because it's terrifying to think about it as law, and morality just isn't law, right? Because morality can evolve. Law can too, but I feel like it's much slower in some respect because law has to go through a bunch of bureaucracy and red tape and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas morality, it's just kind of like, okay, one day, I'm someone who is. I'm just speaking as if I'm this person, right? Let's say I'm very closeted, and then I come out, and then now I just decide that I'm going to be openly homosexual and just tell, make it a part of my identity. And suddenly people start to get used to it. And then, then we convince other people to get used to it. And there's just more of that. And then suddenly collectively we begin to evolve and change our, ideas of what is acceptable and what isn't. And I think that's fine. That's a good thing, right? That if we had a metric that it could never change.
Yeah.
And that was my argument with the God idea about with ChatGPT was if God had a metric of which is perfect morals and we're striving to be perfectly moral, why does it change? And how can I have faith in a system that I don't know if it does change as we continue going forward? And if God does change and evolve, then does that make him not morally perfect? Because that's what that means, right?
Yeah.
To evolve means to have an imperfect system. So I think that's a good thing, which is why I think I reject objective morality and embrace subjective.
Right. That some things are just wrong.
Right.
Or that some things are just right.
Yeah. And you just can't do that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
That pretty much covered it.
All right. Oh, cool.
You have been eavesdropping on Dee and Candy V. If you've enjoyed the show, please like, subscribe, review, and share. And do feel free to drop by again soon. Dee and Candy will always be here, waiting for you, in a warehouse basement on the wrong side of the tracks.